This is One Fat Boy. I'll be going over the NBA game predictions for December 29th of 2021. Tonight there's 9 games. I'll be going over the spreads and over-unders. I got these spreads from FanDuel, and then the over-unders are a mix of FanDuel and what my personal thoughts are on the game. So for the Hornets at the Pacers, I'll be leaning towards Indiana minus 2.5. So Miles Bridges is out for the Hornets, and Brogdon is day-to-day for the Pacers, so I want to lean towards the Pacers for this game, as the inside presence for the Pacers is or should what lead them to the victory between like Turner and Sabonis. And if Indiana is going to win, it's going to be under 227.5, as their defense will have to slow down the Hornets enough, or just make sure to slow down their three-point barrage. Because if this goes over to 227, Charlotte should win that. If this becomes a shootout, Charlotte should win. But I'm expecting, since they're playing at the Pacers, that the Pacers should come out with the win. For the Knicks at the Pistons, so Pistons played last night, so Knicks should win, which I believe they played last night too, but even if they did, the Knicks should still win. This should go under 215.5 because Knicks play solid defense due to Tom Thibodeau. More like Tom Thibodeau don't score the ball for either team, as this should be a game that I could see being under 200, but just to be safer, under 215.5, as Detroit doesn't have a lot of options for their team in general, and the Knicks have enough, but it's be a low-scoring game where Knicks win. For the Clippers at the Celtics, so I have Boston minus 6, as they have Tatum, and then the Clippers, they still have George and Kawhi out, so it's really just down to the role players. And this is going to be a game between the scrappy Clippers and then the iso ball for the Celtics, which I expect the Celtics should win this, as the Clippers are lacking their star power. This will go over 212.5, as I expect Tatum to get hot, or just someone on the Celtics to knock down the open shot when they have the chance. And then Clippers, I think, will keep it close for 3 quarters, or close enough to where the Celtics have to play hard and keep scoring the ball. For the Hawks at the Bulls, Hawks are down, I believe I read it was like 13 players on protocols, so I think there's a good amount of players out for the Hawks, so kind of hard to win if you don't have players on your team. And the Bulls, I believe they have most of their players back, if not all of them, so they should win, no problem. Like minus 8.5, this may be a game where you want to go over 10 or 12 on the spread, because Bulls should win over against this G League team that they were calling the Hawks. We're going under 218.5, as I expect the Bulls defense to really hold the Hawks down, maybe like in the 80s or like low 90s. So that means Bulls would have to score a lot to get this over 218.5. So I'll be going under 218.5. For the Lakers and the Grizzlies, so the Lakers, they played last night. They are old, and Memphis got that lucky win against the Suns, as that was a travel at the end of the game by Morant. But they should be hyped. They got to defend this winning streak that they're on and take down 2 very well-known teams. And everyone likes to beat the Lakers. I mean, if you're playing in the regular season, you got to bring your A game against the Lakers. I mean, I don't know why all these teams, they try so hard when they play the Lakers. It's almost like everyone wants to beat them or something like that. So I'll go Memphis minus 4. As Morant's back, no one's going to slow down Morant on the Lakers. Then over 214.5, I believe half the points will be scored by Morant by himself. Just kidding, but it'll be a faster paced game played by Memphis, as they should have put up a lot of points. For the Heat at the Spurs, so I'm going to lean towards the Heat plus 3. DeJounte Murray is out for the Spurs, but there's enough pieces for the Spurs and how Popovich coach since Nick's next man up. So I don't see the Spurs slow down too much, but I think it's going to slow them down just enough where Miami is going to keep the game close overall. They did play last night, And Jimmy Butler always plays hard, so that's what's going to keep him in the game. It's going to keep them focused, keep him in line. Under 220.5 as I expect. If Miami is going to keep this close, it's going to come down to defense. And when the game slows down, which I expect it should, it's like Spurs can also, I think with coaching, have some schemes that can slow down the game, play some good defense. So under 220.5. For the Thunder at the Suns, so I do expect the Suns to win, like not a problem. It's just winning by 15.5. That's kind of a lot. It's like the Suns, they are down a few of their players and some key pieces like Ayton and Crowder. So kind of hard to win by that much when you're down some important pieces. I'm sure they want to come back and win after that Memphis loss. So Suns should win, but OKC plus 15.5, as this will probably be like a 12-point win if I were to take a guess. And then over 216.5, should be a little faster pace than a normal Suns game, but if Suns can get out to an early lead, Paul won't have to play as much, and that will speed up the game a little bit more if you have Payne as your point guard. And then Thunder, they're going to play hard, but I don't know who's going to step up and try and outscore the Suns for them. For the Jazz at the Portland, I have Utah minus 6.5. Utah is just a better team than Portland. This will be a lot of threes overall, or unless someone on Portland goes cold, then this is going to be over real fast, as there's a lot more options on the Jazz to score. And then Portland, over the years, has not been known for their defense, and that continues this year, so I expect a very high-scoring game overall. Utah should cross the 120 mark. If I didn't, I'd be like, what am I doing? This is Portland. I should be able to score the ball at will. For the Mavericks at the Kings, so Kings played last night, so I'm just going to lean towards Dallas -1. The Kings did win, so they're probably pretty hyped over that, but that'll probably come crashing down real quick as the Mavericks roll in town. If Porzingis plays like he did last game, easy win for Dallas. I'll be leaning towards over 217.5 just because the non-defense by the Kings, and then Mavericks should be able to capitalize on that. And the Kings, they're still going to score like over 100. I mean, they can score. They are young. They play fast. They can score. But Mavericks should win this one. And thank you for watching. Comment any of your prediction ideas for like spreads, over-unders, or player projections. And thank you for watching.